I swear Facebook waits for you to be making a face before they start the live. You like my shirt? Check that out. I was at the Shaggy concert last weekend. And I just had to have this shirt. Because it's funny, isn't it? I mean, it's cute. Look at that. Yeah. Wasn't me. It was a great concert. It was actually a really, really great concert. Two of my favorites. I love the green from Maui. And they were why we went, because Crystal Kaya Paul, one of my best friends, she's known as Auntie Crystal to the green. She was like, hey girl, let's go to the concert. So that was a nice blessing. But then Shaggy came on after that. And who doesn't love this song? Like, this is just one of those songs, right? No matter how you feel about Shaggy, it's just a good song. But that's not what Conscious Coffee is about. And it's not about the woodpecker that just landed over there either. I was sitting here and I'm thinking, because this poor person, they just keep like texting. And it's like, you just keep pushing and barking up the wrong tree. And that's kind of what the energy that I've been noticing. There are different situations rising up in my coaching practice and even in my personal life where, and it is this the basic law of attraction 101 stuff here. But that's that simplistic stuff that we have the biggest challenges with, is it not? I mean, it's like where we really truly have a lot of difficulty in understanding how to create the life that we want and how to draw in the people, the abundance, the lifestyle, the things that we want. We tend to not get the simple little things that make all the difference, I feel like I'm all of a sudden, Robert Frost. And that made all the difference, right? With the road less traveled. The road less traveled is simply that. It is about making the choices that are not normal, not comfortable, and we have to make that road less traveled choice in our energetic flow every single day in consistent moment. It's not like you can just increase your vibration to something and then it's just there and that's it. Done the work. I don't have to do any more. I have now arrived in the land of abundance, in the land of calling in everything that I want, and there is absolutely no more work that I have to do. I do not have to work at staying in the flow. I do not have to work at, detachment. I do not have to work at keeping my thoughts positive and focused on what I want them to be focused on. I can think whatever I want. I can do all this other stuff. It's fine, and it will not impact me. It will not affect my outcome because I've already done the work and I have arrived. That's a bunch of bullshit. The thing about our energy, about vibration, connection, magnetism, law of attraction, whatever you want to call it, right? Calling down your blessings, is that you actually have to consistently work at it. And the work is not working so damn hard. Which comes down to what? Us pushing for stuff, us pulling on stuff, trying to get things to do what we want them to do in the time frame that we want them to do it, and how we want them to do it, right? It's like, I want this now. I want it to show up like this in this time frame according to this line, and we push and we pull and we tug at it and we scratch at it and we scream about it and we stomp our feet and we throw a fit and we act like these spoiled little children and we get our panties in a wad over stuff and go, I want it right now. I want it this way. Where is it? Why isn't it showing up? I'm working my ass off here. Why isn't it showing up? I've done everything. I did that release work you told me to. I wrote those things that you told me to. I've been breathing. I've been meditating. I've been reading. I've been doing this. I've been doing all these things, right? And then it's still not showing up? Well, those were all physical actions that you took. And that's where we say it's kind of like you're giving it lip service, but you're not giving energetic service. And it all comes down to the energy that you're putting out. So you can be sitting there and hey, morning Addison, morning Craig, David. you can be sitting there and you can be focusing in on, if I do this activity, if I journal every single day, if I meditate every single day, if I exercise every single day, if I blah, blah, blah. That's basically just the lip service. What is actually going on? What are you actually feeling in those moments? Are you writing down those beautiful journal affirmations but have complete dread and anxiety around it while you're doing it? Does not matter what the words are in that moment. It does not matter. You can write the best words on the planet and you're still going to manifest crap if you are thinking and feeling crap. So if you got reservation, if you got holdback, if you got fear, anxiety, guilt, tension, if you're actually, I love this, the whole thing of, I want to manifest, I want to call in a whole bunch. I want to be a millionaire. I want to go win the lottery. I hate money. Only assholes have a lot of money. Have you ever seen all those millionaires out there? They're just a bunch of assholes, blah, 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 blah. I hate money. But I want to I'm going to win the lottery. Is that seriously? Does that sound like a healthy relationship, like a loving relationship? You actually need to love money if you want to call money in. You also need to realize that money is just processing through you. It is transitory, okay? It is moving through you and it is going someplace else. So this whole concept of, I'm going to hold on to it once it's here, I'm not going to let it go. What do we do when we do that? What we do is we resist the flow of money. We resist it coming in when we go, no, there's not enough. I'm going to hold on to it. We do that in the dating world. We do that with, with every single thing that we have out there. We tend to hold on to things. This is where we get that constraint. We start to fear. Anxiety is a big, big emotion that I hear coming from a lot of people. I feel so anxious. I feel so nervous. And it's just this like, that's terror. Anxiety, also known as terror, right? Fear, which is causing you to constrict. Does that feel good in your body? No. If you were abundance, would you want to move into a house of anxiety? No. No, you would not, right? You would not want to come into that situation. If you can see that it's a toxic situation and you're not toxic, do you actually intentionally go there? No, you don't. Well, money is not toxic. Abundance is not toxic. Finding your soulmate is not toxic. Getting into health is not toxic. These are things that are not going to move into your life, into your stream of flow. If you were sitting around trying to control, trying to hold back, living in scarcity and living in anxiety. Living in anxiety, you've got to eliminate the anxious thinking and feeling before you'll ever achieve the dreams and goals that you want and that you're worthy of, that you can have. It's all sitting there. It's just a matter of you just opening up to it. But that's the thing, right? How do we open up to it? This morning as many of you know, I went through a breakup last year with my youngest two's dad, and we share an Our Family Wizard. For any of you who have not been through a breakup with kids in today's world, there's these beautiful apps and stuff out there where you get to share finances and requests, and emails and everything is trackable, so that if you ever end up back in court, everything is trackable, so it's all right there. And this particular app is called Our Family Wizard. It's fantastic, by the way, if you are dealing with custody stuff or separation. I definitely recommend it. But we got the boys' Halloween costumes. And I normally don't spend a lot of money on Halloween costumes because you're just going to go through that shit. It's one day. I'll deck my house out for fall and everything, but I'm not going to go and spend any massive amount on costumes. I'm more like, let's just be creative. Let's be fun. It's just a couple of hours. Well, this year, my ex, he was talking to the boys and he got them not horribly expensive costumes. It's $100 for the two of them, so $50 a piece. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But still, far more than what I normally. 7 kids. I just don't buy $50 costumes for my kids. Shit gets broken and wrecked and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, neither here nor there. But here's what's going on, and this is kind of like what stirred my conscious coffee today, was that I get, these bloop bloop messages, and it's because we go 50-50 on that stuff. So he paid for it. Now, technically, legally speaking, I have 30 days to pay him back for my 50%. But here we are 2 days after after he's paid for it. He's like, make sure you pay that. Make sure you pay your 50%. Make sure you get that in there. Still an outstanding debt. I'm like, just take a chill pill. Like, I put in 2 14-hour days in the last 2 days, with work and everything. Like, I just have not made it to the bank account yet to send you $50, man. Like, chill out. But here's the thing that I noticed in the feeling that he was sending me in that is that our worlds are so different, and our thinking is so different at this point in time. I feel his stress. I feel his anxiety over $50. I feel his fear of like, I really need you to pay that. And I'm like, just chill out. Like, it's $50. It's not a big deal. And he's going, there was anxiety in his writing. Now, he didn't come to me and say, hey, I feel anxious about this. I really need you to take care of this right now. He could say that to me. He's not going to do that. But he could say that. Morning, Lance. He could say that to me. But what he is doing is, in his written word, there is this energy current that is there with it, okay? An energy current that is there with it. That is desperation, hunger, anxiety, frustration, fear, scarcity. And that shows zero faith. Scarcity and faith do not coexist underneath the same roof of your thinking. They cannot. If you have scarcity going, you will not have faith. Okay? Plain and simple. And it's just like, that's such a small little thing, but it's these little things that turn into mountains in our life and prevent us from succeeding, prevent us from calling in the abundance in all areas of our life that we really truly want. We get hung up on a freaking Halloween costume and we start to build anxiety around it, and all it takes is that one little thought of anxiety, of fear, of scarcity, and then you get this snowball effect going, and next thing you know, you're depleted in so many different areas and you're lacking in those areas instead of just going ease and flow. I was teaching a class earlier this week. I have an unstoppable class for women that I'm teaching, 12-week workshop. And I think it was this last week. Maybe it was last week's. I don't know. Too many classes, too many teachings, too many live streams. Not really. Love live streams. But what I was talking about in this particular little segment I want to share with you, because it's very on point here, is that I was talking about when we when we get this call toward doing something. And I believe I used in my training over there, I believe I used the topic of like, you're out to lunch with a friend and you just, all of a sudden you get the little nudge inside of, I should buy lunch or I should buy coffee. And then you don't do it because you're like, oh, I only have $42 in my bank or something like that, right? I only have $240, or I don't want to offend them, or I don't know if I can. That's like, that's pushing it or whatever. Anyways, you end up in fear, anxiety. You get a negative thought that instantaneously comes up directly following the nudge from soul saying you should do this. When we restrict in that fashion and we pull back, we hold back that desire to share, that desire to give, we actually hold back our blessing as well. We hold back our abundance flow because we instantaneously put ourselves into scarcity mode, into the mode of I can't, or I shouldn't, like this kind of stuff. And when we take those nudges that we get from soul and we lean in and we go ahead and do it anyway, and we push through, that is stepping into faith. That is going, I have faith that God, the universe, is going to make sure that I am provided for, that I am cared for, that this is, that this is all right and good, and that everything will be perfect. Because I wouldn't have this nudge from soul, this true desire to give without expectation back. I just want to give. I would not have that. if this was going to be bad for me or bad for anybody else here. So when we lean into those opportunities of abundance sharing, we actually open up the floodgates to our own abundance. And what so many of us do in those instances is we restrict those, we shut those down, we turn away from them, and we push our own blessing away. We push it away from us, and we deny ourselves the abundance in all these different ways from coming in. So when you get those little tugs from spirit, from your core, you're like, I really want to. Realize that that is your soul leading you towards your abundance. It might mean, though, that you have to spend a little bit of money, or you have to take a little bit of time. Whatever your resources are, you're going to be requested to use those resources, because guess what? Like I said, those resources are all transitory. They all move through us. It's all about flow. There is nothing in this lifetime that we permanently hold on to that is materialistic. There is nothing that is ours 100%. It is all moving through us. We make the big mistake of trying to hold on to it because we fear not being able to get more of it. We fear that there's not enough. And when we fear that there's not enough, or that we will not be provided for, it's exactly the experience that we create for ourselves. Then we start seeing the evidence that it is not there instead of the evidence that it is there. And all we have to do is apply just a little, like Jesus said, just a mustard seed of faith towards it. And all of a sudden it starts to flow. But it's keeping the focus. I hear George Michael in my head all of a sudden about keeping the faith. But keeping the focus on just that. Keep your focus on the receiving of it, on it being there, on your faith. And this is where you truly get to level up your life and call in that good shit, because when you keep that focus on that, you lose the anxiety as well. Now, when you feel that anxiety rise up, here's the other little thing, and I'm going to let you guys go before my Roman gets here, because it's Wednesday rowing day. The other little thing is that when you feel that fear, when you feel that anxiety, when you feel that stuff rise up for you, what that's really truly saying is that you're wanting something that you're not in full on alignment. So your thoughts are not in alignment to your core, to your soul, and that you're just not quite ready to receive it. And the only thing you need to do to get ready here is not work harder, not work smarter, not do more of something, not give it a bunch of lip service, but to actually work on your internal world, work on the thinking aspect of it, and to allow yourself to focus and feel on what you want, not on what you fear happening. Okay? That anxiety, that fear, that upset, that is there just letting you know that you're not in alignment with your soul, that you're thinking the opposite of what your soul knows. So realize that. On that note, what do I have? Any local people? I've got Get Naughty with Dr. Michael Harris coming up. You're going to see some of the stuff coming out on that. I'm going to be hitting the marketing for that campaign really, really hard. Local workshop on bondage, because October is National Kink Month. So if any of you out there are familiar with ropes and bondage, or just the whole 50 Shades of Grey, because we kind of run on that theme of 50 Shades of Grey, this is a level 1 class that is coming up on the 5th of October, focused on exactly that, getting naughty. So you're going to learn all about the cool little tips and tricks and ties, and this really is set up for anybody. So you can be completely vanilla, you can be single, you can be coupled, it does not matter. If you are local to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can get your buns here for October 5th. That's just a Saturday. We will be teaching this beautiful workshop. It is our 4th year teaching together this class. It's just so that you can learn the power, the principles, the beauty, and also learn about the safety, because there's a lot of people out there that go and explore stuff and it doesn't end up really well because they don't know what the heck they're doing. So that's why these classes are being made available to you guys, at least here locally in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So make sure that you can click on the link in the comment section. Other than that, you're going to see also I'm going to be knocking out Not Your Average Joe will be coming out here soon. I'm going to do a rebuilding of that, which is going to basically, you're going to be getting 3 workshops in one, because it's going to be the revised, updated version coming out to you, so that I'm going to be offering live training on that, but you're going to also gain about 10 years worth of workshop content that is already sitting there in Not Your Average Joe. So look for details coming out on Not Your Average Joe for the month of October. That will be my men's only, learning about the power of Tantra, and it is a global workshop, guys, so there is no excuses as to why you can't not get into this class. Look for the updated details to come out on that shortly. And as always, if I said anything in here that touched your heart, your soul, made you think of somebody, got you thinking about something, gave you an aha moment, that little moment of light bulb going off, hit the share button at the bottom. Thank you to everybody who did pop on here for your love, your likes, and all that good stuff. And if you're ever interested in doing one-on-one coaching, click on the link for the consultation in the comment section. I love you guys. You can always follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com, and I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.